Once upon a time, Buddha and his disciples were passing through a forest. After walking for a long time, Buddha's disciples asked him, "Lord, can we rest for some time?" Buddha said, "Sure, why not? See, there is a big tree. We can rest under its shade." Buddha and all his disciples went under that big tree and sat down. Buddha's disciples said to Buddha, "Lord, once you told us that all that we are is the result of what we have thought. Please explain this statement in detail." Buddha said, "Sure, for this I tell you a story. Listen carefully." And then Buddha started telling a story, and the story goes like this. Once upon a time there lived a very rich merchant in a town. He had no shortage of wealth, but still, he would always keep thinking about amassing more wealth. Once a guest came to see him. The rich man welcomed his guest and treated him very well. While both of them were talking, the guest said to the merchant, "Sir, do you know that in our city there lived a very rich man like you? He was also a rich and humble person, just like you." The rich man asked, "Why are you saying he was? Where he is now?" The guest said, "I am saying he was because he is no more. He was so busy earning money that he forgot that one day death will also come to him, and one day he died." A rich man asked him curiously, "What happened to him? What led him to death?" The guest said he was absolutely fine. Suddenly, one day while sitting, he fell down, and when checked, he was dead. The rich merchant said, "How can someone die like this? He must be having some disease." The guest said, "No, sir, he was absolutely right. But when someone's end time comes, a person can die suddenly." The rich man was surprised to hear this from his guest, because till now he used to think that death either come in old age or due to some disease. Since the rich man was quite young and he did not want to die at a young age, the next day that guest leaves his house. But the things said by him keep going on in the mind of wealthy merchants. He starts thinking that like other merchants, he can also die suddenly at any time. He used to think about earning money all the time, but now he started thinking about death all the time. Day and night, only one thing seems to haunt him, that he should not die. He started thinking, what will happen if I die now? As time passed, the merchant became very weak with the worry of dying. Now, neither he eats properly, nor does he feel hungry. He just keeps thinking about death, and because of this worry, he falls ill. His condition worsened to such an extent that he could die at any time. Everyone was surprised to see such a condition of that rich man, because everyone had seen him very happy. He had no shortage of wealth. Now that merchant would not go anywhere. He would keep lying in bed only. Once a monk came to his town, and a friend of a rich man takes the monk to the rich man after requesting him. He tells a rich man to share his problem with that wise monk. That monk asked the merchant, "What happened? I saw you a few months ago. You were completely healthy at that time. How did you become so weak? What are you worried about?" The rich man said to that monk, "Oh, wise one, I don't want to die, I want to live. I am afraid I might die." That monk said, "Oh, so you are afraid of death?" The rich man said, "Yes, if I die, who will use this wealth of mine? I don't want to die." The monk smiled and said, "Don't worry, I will solve your problem." The rich man gets very happy and says to that monk, "Oh, wise one, please solve my problem. I shall be very grateful to you." The monk said, "I give you a magical word. You have to recite this word in your mind and with your mouth all the time. And the magical word is, I will live my life happy until I die. Just keep reciting this word. I will come after several days, and then I will meet you again. Until then, you keep doing this." Saying this, the monk leaves from there. After some days, when that monk comes back, he sees that the rich man has started to get well. Seeing monk, the rich man fell at his feet and started to thank his master. He says, "Oh, blessed one, your magical word has done wonders for me. Now I am not afraid of death. I will live my life to the fullest until death comes." Earlier, I was not able to live life because of the fear of death. Master, you saved my life. After this, I am happy and enjoy my life in every moment, before I am thinking about death and losing my wealth. But when I got your magical word, I feel better and I am attached to my work, so I forget about such things. But your word changed my life. I am grateful to you. After telling this story, Buddha asked his disciples, "So what have you understood from this story? Do you think that the magical word was so powerful, which changed everything for that rich man? Do you think that there was something special in that word? But in fact, that word was just a simple sentence, but it changed the thought process of that rich man, until that rich man came to know about the death of another merchant. All his attention was focused only on earning money. He was healthy and happy too. But when he started thinking about death, he felt sick and became very depressed. He reached such a situation that he could die at any time. But when he started reciting in his mind that I will live happily until I die, he started getting well. If we observe in our life, we will see that sometimes we start giving too much attention to even a small problem. And then that problem starts looking very to us. But when we start thinking positively and start looking at positive aspects of the situation, we start feeling positive. Our human mind is very complicated. I give you an example. If someone says don't think about milk, and magic starts, we always think of milk. In such ways, everyone has the same whiteboard in life, but we focus on the little dark mark in the whole whiteboard. Like in the case of that rich merchant, when he started thinking about death, the fear of death started to haunt him. But when he started thinking that, I have to live happily until I die, the spirit of life began to emerge in him. Those words began to affect his mind, and eventually, he came out of that depressed state of mind. Similarly, in our life, when we think negatively, we become victims of depression. But when we start thinking positively, then slowly and slowly we will be filled with positivity, because all that we are is the result of what we have thought. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit like button. Thank you for watching the Anything is Possible tribe. Have a great day and stay smile.